Well, hello and welcome to this episode of Everyday Loving Fun, ELF. This is the template, the colouring sheet. I did this yesterday at the end of the session, and it was going to be a colouring sheet for yesterday. But I thought, no, let's save this for tomorrow. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I did it by drawing around this palette, and it's in my book with thin paper, so I can't put a lot of paint on it because it'll curl up. So let's just see where I go with this. I shall do my breathing exercise, deep breaths for 10, and that helps you to settle into the zone, as it were, a bit of mindfulness, and yeah, helps you to just be in the moment. Being in the present moment is so important, because quite often many people spend so much time thinking about the past, what they did, what they didn't do, and worrying about the future, that they forget to actually enjoy being in the present. So perhaps that's the theme for today. Who knows? I'll do my breathing. I hope you do yours, and I hope that you manage to doodle and enjoy yourself as you listen and watch what I do. Well, here we are. Let's hope I managed to keep it in shot this time. I didn't do very well yesterday, did I? So now we're in the present moment, in the here and now. So I'm just going to write now. I spy. What do I see now, being in this present moment? Perhaps that's where I'm going to go with. And at this present moment, I'm looking out at a tree with birds in it. So where can I put a tree? Well, there's no obvious place to put a tree in there here, but I'm going to put one here. And there are birds sitting in the tree. And I'm reminded of Jesus' words, "Consider the birds. They neither sow nor reap or store in barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them, cares for them, knows that they are there." Isn't that wonderful? Well, it's for me. I don't know what your faith position is, but for me, it's a wonderful thing to know that God's there caring for me, and that I am of more value and you are of more value than the birds. That's water soluble, so let's get a bit of blending going on. You are more valuable than the birds to God. It's my belief. I hope it's yours too. So when I look out in this present moment now, I'm seeing the birds resting in the trees and knowing that God loves them, God loves me, and that all is well. I'm actually in a very good mood today. Not quite sure why. Probably a good night's sleep got something to do with it. Does help, doesn't it? You know, I've noticed that what I'm doing is ignoring the circles and things on the colouring sheet. It doesn't matter. They are there to be of help or not. I'm just putting some water on this just to make it a bit more solid. These are wonderful, these water things. And actually, if you look at the trees, there's quite a lot of fuzziness around with the small twigs. They're not all big branches. So let's get a bit of that going on. It's not flowing very well. So I spy with my little eye birds in the tree. So that's the tree. How about some birds? Ooh, they're black. And they only look like little dots from where I am. So let's just have some birds in the tree. Can barely make, well, you can just about make out their heads and tails. Let's give them some heads. There you are, some birds in the tree. That's what I spy. And the sky is very grey, not much colour in it, which is a shame, because I'm not feeling grey, I'm feeling blue sky mood, so I don't care. The reality is that it's grey out there. I'm having a bit of blue sky behind that tree because that's my mood. I'm in a blue sky mood, not a grey sky mood. So that's sort of taking up that area, isn't it? So perhaps we'll make that a bit more definite. That can be a bubble of blue. Yeah. And there's some green trees in the foreground at the bottom of my garden. So perhaps we'll have some green. In that bubble there. Oh, that's quite nice. I'm pleased with that. So now, what now? I see, actually I can't see a great deal from this. Oh, I can see 2 yellow roses poking out from next door's garden. Oh, I like yellow roses, so let's have some yellow roses in here. Ooh, have I got a yellow? That's a blue pen, that's a yellow. So I'm just going to colour this in to represent the yellow roses. I'm not going to attempt to actually draw some roses, and anyway from here they're just round-ish shapes. In fact, what shape are they? So that's another thing to do, is to actually pay attention to what you're seeing and actually study things that you see. And those roses are blowing in the wind. and they're a sort of cup shape. They're more that sort of shape. So if I can find one of these that shape, which of course I can't, typical, but never mind. So I'm just going to colour in some yellow because I want to. And that will remind me when I look at this picture of the yellow roses that I saw. And that's going to come down to there. So although they're not rose shape, it doesn't matter. That colour will remind me of the roses that I saw. Just two of them. Yeah, there's just two. And what else can I see? I can see some trees. There aren't any lambs in the field over the fence. There's a magpie, but quite often over there's some lambs in the field, but they're not today, which is a shame because it's nice to see them. I can see the church. I suppose I've got to try and draw the church now. Oh, that'll be interesting. With a clock, I can see the clock and it's 10 to 12. So let's have a clock face in here, which is round and blue. And I want to have it over here somewhere. Yes, let's have it there. It's not a very good circle, but there we go. And the hands are a sort of brassy colour, but I'll put them in with a felt tip later. So let's just do the clock face, which in reality isn't quite this dark. But hey ho, let's not let reality get in the way of a good doodle. And it's got some, well, you can hardly see the numbers from here, but we're not going for realism, are we? So let's go for some, are they Roman numerals? I think they are. Is that, what colour is that? I don't know why I'm so concerned about getting, that'll do. So we'll have that. And it's near a 10-2 now. That is just about the longer. I should have made that one shorter perhaps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go, a clock. I'm quite pleased with that. And let's make that round there. So now is the time. I wonder if I blend that in. Actually, I've got a blending thing. I don't know if it'll work. No, that didn't work. Let's just get another blue. So time is precious, isn't it? How do you feel about time? Seems to go quicker, won't it? The older that we get, the years go by. Where's this year gone? What a year, eh? We'll be glad when we get to midnight on the end of this year. We can say goodbye to this year. Because we haven't enjoyed this year much, have we? It's been a rotten old year. So that clock is on the church, and I can see the church windows in the tower. I wonder if I could put one of those in. That's quite nice. Where would that fit? It's actually above the clock in reality, but this doesn't have to mirror reality, which is just as well, because this is a peculiar thing. Actually, it's that sort of shape. I could do the window on its side. Let's have the window there. So I'm going to turn this into it's got straight sides. And of course, the way I'm viewing it, it's not quite that perspective anyway, because it's at a slight angle. So that actually probably looks nothing like it, but I don't mind. Let's have some grey for the stonework. It's what I'm seeing. Now let's colour it all in grey, and we'll put some detail in. Ooh, that feels good. That's working well. Yes, very good. Let's have a circle, and it's just trying to, probably not really like that, but my picture, I can do it how I want. There we go. Get that a bit darker in there. In the shadows, inside the tower, inside the church tower, what's lurking in there? Don't think we've got bats in our belfry, which is just as well, but what a shame we're not hearing the church bells ring. Do miss them. Of course, the clock strikes still, I think, but yeah, it's a shame that we don't have the bell ringers. I know that the bell ringers are missing doing their ringing, but it's not possible. So we look forward to the day when the church bells will ring again. But for now, they are silent. What else can I see? I can just see quite a bit of green, and I can see some autumn leaves falling. So let's get some autumn colours in here. Let's get some red. I'm not sure how much time has elapsed. Oh, it's now 5:02. Let's have a look. 14 minutes on this. It's probably almost long enough. So I'm going to stop this now because I'm not sure that I actually want to say any more. And so as I finish colouring it in, which is probably going to be later today now anyway, I shall speed the next bit up and do a commentary over it. I hope you get the idea that it's all about being in the current present moment. Well, here we are. Sorry. It is now, what does the clock say? 5 to 4. So some time has elapsed since I was last working on this, and picking up where I left off was the orange. I can't remember why I was going for orange. Oh yes, autumn leaves. Yes, because it's autumn. So let's get some orange going there. Oh, I've gone over onto that, so that bit can be orange as well. So where am I now? Well, it's later on in the day, obviously. I've got my cup of tea, an essential afternoon ceremony is the cup of tea. So let's have a cup of tea here. Time for tea. So can I draw a cup? This is the question. Let's have a go. So But I think that looks like a cup. Not the best drawn cup in the world. But it is a cup, and let's have a saucer. Cup and saucer. Very nice. And in that cup of saucer, of course, is tea. Always good to have a cup of tea. Lovely. So tea is brown, dark brown for me. So let's put that in there. Oh yes, nice dark tea. Not very much milk at all is how I like it. Amazing. Some people, they can't understand how I can drink it that dark, but I can, and I enjoy it. So, oh, my teacup's got all sorts of patterns on it. I'm not sure I can draw those. We might just pretend it's a white cup, shall we? That's cheating, I know. But let's get some shadow in there. That's not bad. I've seen worse. I've drawn worse. That'll do. Let's blend that in, soften that a bit. That'll do. And should we put the time in? 4 o'clock. We'll call it 4 o'clock. It'll be more or less 4 o'clock by the time I finish. Let's put a little clock there that can overlap a bit. So that, yeah, it's almost on the 4, isn't it? Which is good. 4 o'clock and time for tea. That's what it is now. So what are you doing as you're doing your doodle? Do you want to represent whatever you're up to on your doodle? Where's my felt tip gone? There it is. Three, and that's just going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sort of. Oh dear, that's a bit blobby, but I think we can just about tell that's time. It's tea time, 4 o'clock. And because I'm sitting at a table that's purple, let's get that in on the background if I've got a purple. I think I have. Let's see if that's one. So let's do this one in purple. And it doesn't really matter if you go over the edges. It's not going to be hanging in the Tate gallery. The point of these pictures is the fun of doing them, not a masterpiece that will be enjoyed for generations to come. The point of them is the doing of them at the time. Whether they're kept or not is another matter. And keep in mind, because that's the sort of person I am. And they'll form a sort of journal of this period of my time. My November doodles and drawings. I think that's a water one, so let's just see if that will blend with a bit of water. Is any water coming out of this? It's damp. That's better. Perhaps it had a bit of air stuck in it or something. Didn't seem to be blending before, but it is now. A little bit of water just makes it more like paint. Wonderful invention, these crayons, these watercolour crayons, aren't they? There we go. So that's that. Get rid of the excess. So time for tea, 4 o'clock. Let's put a, where's it gone? There it is. Put a circle around there. Yeah. 4 o'clock tea. So I spy with my little eye. What do I see now? Well, I've looked out of the window and I've started looking more in, and what I see are patterns on here, some hearts. So let's have some hearts. Where shall I put the hearts? Well, that's nearly a heart. We've got some nearly hearts here, but not quite. Oh. I'm going to try and do that. Let's see. Mine's going to be considerably smaller. This cloth was designed and printed and made by my dear daughter, my younger daughter. Clever thing what she is. Both daughters are clever in different ways. I'm proud of both of them. Have I got a darker? That's like a navy blue, a dark navy. What have I got? Let's see if that one will do it. It's close enough. Hearts are a symbol of love. We love people that we don't see very often. I don't see my daughters very often. One of them's in New Zealand, so I don't see her very often at all. We were going to see each other this year. But you know what happened to prevent it, don't we? I'm in COVID. But I'm glad she's safe and well where she is. Oh, let's smell the rest of this purple. And we will see each other one day again, I'm sure. But not this year. Whether next year will happen or not remains to be seen. So I'm sure many of you have got people you love that you're not seeing at the moment. So we need to do all we can to keep them in mind, in our thoughts and in our hearts. There we go. Let's darken that up. Let's blend that in. So that little bit is for my thinking about my daughters now. Well, the daughter in New Zealand in particular, because she designed this tablecloth when she did her art course. It's lovely. A bit of purple. There we go. So what else do I see? I see paintbrushes and so on. Let's have another slurp of tea. Do you know what? I might just make the rest lots of colours and just have some fun colouring in. That's what I feel like doing now. Don't feel like doing anything else deep and meaningful. That's the mood that I'm in now, is to just colour. And I think we'll have a bit of green over here. So the rest of this is actually going to be me colouring in. So I'm going to pause it and then we can watch the next bit speeded up, because I don't think we're going to have any more commentary.